A very good morning to you all children. Hope all of you are fine. I'm also fine. I'm your Radhika teacher at Dr. Vision School teaching you all science. Okay, you may wonder why Radhika teacher is again back. I've already completed the revision of the chapter, isn't it? In my chapter, that is nutrition in the plants. And Deepa teacher has also revised her chapter. So now, why I again came? That is to show you some things that we have got in the lab. In the previous video, I had told that I'll be showing you the specimens that we have got purchased recently for our science lab. Among them, whatever is related to your this lesson, that is nutrition in the plants, that one I want to show to you all. Okay, for that I have made this video. Okay, I'm making this video. In that, already yesterday in the previous videos, we have understood about the flow, about the nutrition, isn't it? About the nutrition types. So many types I have told, so many times I have already told. So you all are very well aware. Among them, autotrophic, all of you know, it is the green plants, isn't it? It is autotrophic nutrition. Whereas heterotrophic, they don't depend upon the on them. They depend on others. Sorry, heterotrophic. They depend on other plants for their food. Okay, so in this heterotrophic, I have told about the different types. Among them, do you remember what are the different types I have told? I have told about parasitic, isn't it? Parasitic means which eat the other plants. So in that, complete parasite and partial parasite. And some are partial parasite. So in them only we can consider, in this only we can also consider as insectivorous. Both are more or less same. Insectivorous. Okay. Next you have got the saprophytic. Do you remember all these I have told? I have explained in the class, but at that time I did not have the specimens. So I had simply explained with the help of the textbook and pictures. Okay, last one is symbiotic. So here I have got each one I have got. So one, this one is I have got symbiotic, I have got two. This one I have got, this one I have got, this one I have got. Parasitic we don't have. Okay, but insectivorous is similar to partially parasitic. So I shall start with the insectivorous plant. Take out the textbook, all of you. Take out the picture plant. Yes, take out the picture plant. Here. Okay. You got the textbook. You can take out the picture plant, picture given in there. So here I have got the picture plant or the Nepenthes. Can you all see? See, children. Here I have got. See. Can you see this structure? See, this is the thread that is tied there, but otherwise, see here, this picture like structure that is there, the green colored one. Okay, so that is the pitcher plant or the Nepenthes, the green colored one. Okay, and you can see see here, and can you see the lid? As if it is the lid of any bottle or anything like that, it is there, isn't it? So it is the model, and behind that you can see the green colored leaf. Okay, that green colored leaf is there for photosynthesis, normal photosynthesis. But why they are eating the insects? They are eating the insects because they are growing in the soil where the nitrogen is less. Okay, children, so you all have seen this one? Okay, see? Very clearly it is visible, isn't it? From the other side I'll show. Okay, can you all see? See, with the lid, everything you can see this one. Okay, so this is a typical model they have made out of pitcher plant or the insectivorous plant. Okay, next one. As I told, Drosera is a plant that it will open like a lid and close. That also we can see. Okay, that is grown in the pots also. So many, some of you can have at home also without your knowledge. See this one, what is it? Can you make out anything from this? It is agaricus. Can you see the name? Agaricus. Okay, it is a fungus, mushroom. Many of you would be eating mushrooms, isn't it? So it is one such mushroom that is there. That head of that is folded. That's why you are not able to see that clearly. So which type it belongs to? Agaricus, or the mushroom belongs to which type? It belongs to, this agaricus or mushroom belongs to saprophytic nutrition. It belongs to saprophytic nutrition. What do they all eat? What is the color? They are pale colored, or generally they are white colored. They are not green in color. So these are non-green plants. Whereas just now I have shown Nepenthes, that is a green plant only, but it eats the insects. Whereas this one is non-green plant. Where do they grow? They will grow on the rotten woods during the rainy season. Especially at this time you can find these animals, these type of plants more. Okay, on the rocks, on the rotting wood, rubber, such places they would be growing, because that is the nutrition, that wood they can eat, they can break and eat all that. Okay, see the color, and this is the head kind of a thing, and below that the whole body or the stem like thing. Okay, that structure and all you will be studying in detail in higher classes. Got it? So they are dependent on the dead and decaying matter, so they are called as saprophytic plants. And agaricus, again I show the name, you can note down the name also, it is agaricus. Okay, can I ask a question in the exam also? Write the example of a saprophytic plant I have shown to you all in the class. I can ask like that, isn't it? So I have shown agaricus, you can write that. Next one. So you've seen that one. Next I want to show this one. A wonderful plant, that is lichens. See, sorry, not lichens. It is what is that? It is the uh, nodular root of leguminous plant. That is, see, can you see small dot like things on that? Can you see? See where that I focused that, there you can see many dots. Can you see all these small bead like things on the roots? Many are there, very clearly they are visible. Wonderful. So, in the previous video I had told that these are small nodular or bead like structures that are present. Okay, so those are the, okay, so they are called as the nodules. They are called as the nodules. See, from far off I am showing, and from nearby also I am showing. Can you all see? So the name of this is nodular root. Nodular root. That means the root is containing the nodules. See, this is the upper part of the root. Lower part is containing the nodules. At the tip it is containing, because this whole thing is deep inside the soil. Inside these small bead-like things or the nodules, you can, the bacteria will grow. Which bacteria will grow? Yes, it is rhizobium bacteria. The rhizobium bacteria would be growing inside these root nodules. And what it does, it fixes the atmospheric nitrogen. In the atmosphere, whatever nitrogen is there, that it fixes, it converts it into a form that the roots can take. Normally the nitrogen they cannot take. So this nitrogen is taken by the roots. The plant can use that nitrogen, and some of the nitrogen remains in the soil. And one more thing is that what happens is, after cutting off these plants, say they have taken out that, the groundnuts they have taken out. Okay, even the groundnuts, you know where the groundnuts would grow? They will be there in the roots, they will be attached to the roots. Okay, they are taken out from there. Under the soil you will find the groundnuts. Okay, they are taken out. Similarly, you can see all the pulses, moong dal, urd dal, black gram, red gram, chana dal, all these are the different pulses or dals. So they grow there. So what they do is they remove the grams, okay, their pods or the fruit. Pod is nothing but their fruit, and they will till or plow the roots in the soil. Why they plow the roots in the soil? Due to that, what happens? The roots will remain in the soil of that plant, but inside the root what is there? The bacteria is there. So that bacteria will release. So it will mix with the soil and it releases the nitrogen in the form the plants can take. So the next crop like the rice or wheat, whatever they are growing, they are able to take that nitrogen. Further they would be keeping like this. Okay children, so this is the nodular root. Next one, last one is, so here I forgot to tell this nodular root here what is happening. The plant roots are the ones which are providing the food and shelter to the bacteria, and the bacteria is giving nitrogen to the plant. That's how they are living together as friends. Okay children, so like this is a very good example of which type of nutrition? Yes, tell. It is an example of symbiotic nutrition. It is an example of symbiotic nutrition. Got it children? This is symbiotic nutrition. Next one, last is this one, that is lichen, or you can call it as lichen or lichen. Okay, so where do we find these? How it appears? As if some small bark of a tree or something, isn't it? See, like this only. What is the color? It is pale colored, grayish color, blackish color, like this we find. Not exactly black also, it will be grayish black or grey or brown shades. So here, this you feel that as if it is a crumpled paper or bark of the stem, isn't it? But this one grows on the stem, on the trees they grow. Here you cannot actually, from here you cannot exactly say where is fungi, where is algae. Here I have shown the root nodules, isn't it? I have shown the root nodules here. So just like that, here, okay, I have shown the root nodules, no? So like that, the lichen is a combination of, it has got algae and fungi. So here, see, this one has got the bacteria in the root nodules of the plant. This one is having the algae and fungi together. So here, who is giving whom what? In that plant, I have told that the plant provides the nutrition and shelter to the bacteria. Here, the algae provides the food. Okay, and the fungi will absorb all the minerals. Okay, minerals from the stem from where it is growing, or the water also it absorbs and gives to the algae so that it can undergo photosynthesis and provide food to the fungus. Okay, so like this, these two are living together. So this is also a symbiotic relationship. And what is the name of this plant? It is lichen or lichen. This is nodular root. Have you seen? Lichen, nodular root. Okay, children. So these are the 4 types I have explained. I have explained the 4 types of plants that we have got in the heterotrophic nutrition. Isn't it wonderful? So we have understood so well about all these. So how well the plants are able to adapt to the surroundings. They may live in different conditions where everything is not available to them. So how they are making use of the things that are available or changing their body in such a way that they can survive. Okay children, so this is all about adaptation. Later on we shall be studying about adaptation in another chapter in 7th class only. Okay, so now as far as the revision is concerned, once again I shall ask the few questions that are there. The Zoom interaction already I have asked, but I want to just revise once again. Okay, that is, organisms that cannot carry out photosynthesis are called, what are they called? They are called as heterotrophic plants. Insectivorous plants feed on insects. Cuscuta is an example of dash plants. What? Parasitic plant. Plants that derive their nutrition from the dead matter are saprophytes. Lichen is an example of symbiotic relationship. Okay, now next one, state whether the following are true or false. Plants are not heterotrophs. True or false? False. Some of them are heterotrophs, isn't it? Next one, the pitcher plant is an insectivorous plant. Just now I have shown what it is. Yes, it is true. Mushrooms exhibit saprophytic mode of nutrition. Yes, I have shown agaricus. Do you remember? Next one, plants can utilize atmospheric nitrogen directly. No, so that is false. Next, rhizobium is found in the roots of leguminous plants. That also I have shown, so that is also true. Okay, next one. The color of the leaves in green plants is because of the presence of, yes, chlorophyll. Both glucose and starch are form of carbohydrates. Iodine is used to test the presence of starch in leaves. Next one, the plant from which parasitic plant derives its nutrition is called as a host, on which it is growing. That plant is called as host. Cuscuta plant absorbs its nutrition using special roots. Those roots are called as haustoria. Dash is a nitrogen fixing back microbe. What it is? Rhizobium. Okay, again I'll show. Whether they are following are true or false. Autotrophic plants are also called producers. True or false? True. Parasitic plant eats dead and decaying matter. True or false? False. They grow on other plants and eat them. Directly from there they take the nutrients. Xylem is a tissue which transports water and minerals from the roots in the plants. True or false? True. Rhizobium is associated with the roots of leguminous plants. Yes, true. Lichen is a relationship between algae and bacteria. Wrong. Just now I told what it is. Algae and fungi. Then choose the correct answer. Plants take carbon dioxide from atmosphere mainly through their dash. Through their roots, leaves, stem, flowers. From where they will take? From their leaves. Pitcher plant is a modified stem, leaf, root, flower. Yes? It is a modified stem. Okay. Which of the following is a heterotroph? Mango, neem, mimosa, mushroom. Heterotroph. So it is mushroom. The mineral needed by plants to make protein is starch, carbohydrate, proteins, none of these. None of these. It is nitrogen that they need, isn't it? One more exercise. All green plants exhibit dash mode of nutrition. They exhibit autotrophic mode of nutrition. Next one. Dash are the main site of photosynthesis in plants. Where? Leaves. Food is stored in plants in the form of starch. Each stoma is surrounded by two dash cells. What are those? They are the guard cells. Dash of plants absorbs water and minerals from soil. It is the roots of the plants. It absorbs the minerals, water and minerals from the soil. Next one, state whether the following are true or false. Green plants are also called producers. Correct or wrong? Correct. Stomata are present in stems of the plants. Correct or wrong? Wrong. Sun is the ultimate source of energy for all living things. Yes, correct. True. Carbon dioxide is released during photosynthesis. Is it so? It is used, isn't it? Not released. So it is false. The guard cells control the opening and closing of stomata. Is it or not? Yes. So it is true. Answer in one word. Green pigment present in leaves. What it is? Chlorophyll. Small openings on the surface of leaves. Stomata. Tissue present in plants helps in transportation and water and minerals. Transportation of water and minerals. What it is? Xylem and phloem. Nitrogen fixing bacteria present in the roots of plants. Rhizobium. Process by which plants make their own food. Photosynthesis. Okay. See, I have revised 3 worksheets. I have revised. Okay. Hope all of you will revise very well, be thorough with the whole textbook, learn well, and as part of the exam is there that will help you all. Okay, how to, what to upload, how to, and all that we shall be telling once. Okay, children, don't you worry about it. All the best, prepare well for your exam and write well the exam. Okay, thank you and bye, children.